our celebration today. Please take your seat and we will start. Hi everyone again. I'm honored today to open this event from this stage, and I welcome all of you to the official launch of Seeds of Bravery project. Your applause. Given the condition in which we are holding the event, I would like to inform all of you that in case of air alert, it is necessary to go to the shelter. Seeds of Bravery is a 20 million euro project funded by the European Union under the European Innovation Council to support Ukrainian tech startups. Seeds of Bravery is powered by a network of 70 partners and 2 associated partners, integration Ukrainian tech innovation in European markets. But I don't want to tell you too much about the project, because today you have a unique opportunity to hear about the details of the project from consortium member and partners, and to dive into deep tech innovation of Ukraine. First of all, I want to honor to invite Board President of European Innovation Council, Michael Schäfer, who made it possible for us to implement this project. Michael, you're welcome.
Good evening, Kiev. Good evening, Excellencies. I hope that you hear me well. It's quite an honor and a pleasure to be in this way present with you, although I still remember fondly my last physical visit to Kiev already 16 years ago, and it was not the last time, nor the first one. So I hope in the next stage to be physically with you to see what seeds have brought up. Seeds of Bravery is quite a challenging title for a project because it combines 2 things. One thing that Ukraine always had, that is seeds, because Ukraine has a history of being an agricultural power, a source of biomaterials, oils, sugars, fibers, and it is also a country of seeds because it has always had a strong scientific backbone. Strong education in science, in technology, in engineering, and mathematics. So the project that the EU has funded and that you have been awarded is building on that long legacy of resources and technological skills. However, it's also built on bravery because Ukraine is going through a tough stage, being attacked and being obliged to condensate all its resources in fighting an enemy and protecting its people. So bravery is also an adequate term, and the bravery has led to a whole range of new technological developments, like geolocation, communication devices, demining technologies. So there's a whole range of technologies that have emerged, unfortunately, but fortunately, that might also have civil use when the war is successfully ended. This project is, of course, a first and a smaller step. Seeds of Bravery is a project of 20 million euros, and it has 3 objectives. The first one is to strengthen the ecosystem in supporting startups all over Ukraine. That's important, and I'm happy that a number of partners federate together to offer that support. The 2 other instruments are also important. The first one, a small grant system, basically helping Ukrainian startups to apply for larger funding. Because, as you may know, Ukrainian companies are eligible for almost all EU funding mechanisms, especially the ones that we offer as an EIC board, such as the EIC Accelerator. And the third component, which is also important, is that there is a 60,000 euro grant in the system, and that is more or less a kind of pre-accelerator. So it helps startups to apply for funding. It also helps startups to develop proof of concept or small demonstrations or to strengthen their skills. So you're going to make a start today. I wish you a lot of success with that. I wish you also a lot of creativity, bravery in execution, and I hope to be with you, preferably this year, to be present with the first harvest. And well, normally harvest is in the summer. So I hope to be with you either here in Kiev with you or in Lviv or closer to the border, but I have a strong commitment to come to see you again after having been 16 years ago in Kiev. I wish you a good day. I wish you a good future.
Thank you so much, Mikhail, for your speech, and we also thank you for the support of Ukraine by European Innovation Council. And now I would like to welcome Mikhailo Fedorov, Vice Prime Minister, Minister of Digital Transformation of Ukraine, with a video message.
Вітаю! Цього року Український фонд стартапів став ключовим учасником проєкту Seeds of Bravery. Це грантова програма для підтримки української інноваційної спільноти, яка допоможе підприємцям і науковцям реалізувати свої ідеї та масштабуватися. Протягом 2 років Європейська інноваційна рада виділить 20 мільйонів євро на підтримку українських стартапів та компаній. Це дасть змогу відкрити нові можливості для розвитку і інтегруватися у світову технологічну спільноту. Проєкт фокусується на діп-тек-інноваціях, популярність і актуальність яких щорічно зростає. Тож сотні українських науковців, стартапів та підприємців отримують фінансову допомогу і можливість зрости до міжнародного рівня. Окрім грантів, стартапи набудуть найкращого європейського досвіду та отримають менторство від топових світових партнерів. Окремим фокусом проєкту стане підтримка жіночого підприємництва. Розвиток інновацій – один з наших пріоритетів і шлях до трильйонної економіки. Ми віримо в здатність наших підприємців упроваджувати революційні ідеї. А Український фонд стартапів та Seeds of Bravery допоможуть їм реалізувати власний потенціал. Уже сьогодні, після офіційного запуску, ви зможете подати заявку на участь у першій програмі ініціативи. Дякую Українському фонду стартапів та іншим членам консорціуму за підтримку технологічного розвитку. А стартапам бажаю перемог і реалізації крутих ідей. Слава Україні!
Thank you so much for this video. And now I would like to welcome Oksan Lisovy, Minister of Education and Science of Ukraine, to the stage with a welcoming speech. Oksan, you're welcome.
Доброго дня, друзі. Я такий ще зовсім юний разом з Олександром Камишиним міністр з точки зору своєї міністерської кар'єри. Ми наймолодші з Камишиним.
Greetings, everyone, dear friends. I'm quite young as a minister, together with my colleague, Minister Commission, but still.
І для мене перший час було дуже незвично відвідувати неймовірну кількість заходів, на яких я повинен був виступати і щось говорити, і говорити.
And for the very beginning of my term, it was quite unusual for me to visit quite a lot of interesting events and initiatives where I was supposed to tell something and keep on talking.
Але бувають заходи, участь в яких надихає тебе на довгий період часу і спонукає тебе працювати активніше, сильніше, вірить в те, що ти зможеш поламати всі вбудовані в ментальну матрицю нашого суспільства застарілі моделі.
But there are still events that keep on inspiring me as a minister and keep on imagining all of those achievements that we might build, all of those old buildings that we might break and develop a new future.
І цей захід – це такий захід.
And this event is one of them.
Немає, мабуть, нічого важливішого зараз, ніж інвестиції в технології. Причому в технології, які розробляються українцями для України.
Nothing more important than technologies. And all of those technologies that are being created by the Ukrainians, for Ukrainians, and may be used by Ukrainians.
Прекрасна назва консорціуму «Зерна сміливості» – це про все одночасно. Це
Amazing name of the consortium, by the way, because Seeds of Bravery, it is still about everything at the same time.
Почати свій бізнес, особливо бізнес технологічний, в країні, де немає культури інвестицій в високі технології, в технологічний бізнес.
To begin your business in a country when there is unfortunately no culture to develop a business as it is.
Це сміливість.
It's bravery.
І давайте згадаємо початок війни, і давайте згадаємо, хто вірив в нас.
And let's remember the very beginning of the full-scale invasion and all of those who believed in us.
І скільки часу нам з вами дали, відвели, так, експерти,
and how much time was given to us by the experts.
Політики з усього світу,
Politics from all over the world,
військові експерти,
military experts,
дипломати і інші.
diplomats and other representatives.
2 дні, нам відвели.
Around 2 days.
Це про наші з вами стартапи і про нашу з вами сміливість. Це про те, щоб вірити в себе.
It's also about our startups, and it's about believing in yourself.
Це про те, щоб змінювати себе і середовище навколо себе.
It's about developing yourself and all of the ecosystem around you.
Це про готовність пробити свою власну стелю.
It's about your willingness to bring the wall behind you.
І це повинно надихати нас всіх на звершення і звершення в своїх галузях.
And it should all inspire us to achieve more in our industries, in our spheres and ecosystem as it is.
Я переконаний в тому, що найкраща інвестиція, яка сьогодні може бути, це інвестиція в українця.
I'm more than assured that the best investment you can get today is to invest in the Ukrainian.
Інвестиція в українського інтелектуала.
To invest in the Ukrainian intellectual people.
Це найкраще, що можна зробити сьогодні для оборони України.
This is actually the best thing you can do to define and to invest in Ukrainian defense.
Для її технологічної стійкості, для її економічної стійкості.
For its technological and economical resistance.
Я абсолютно переконаний в потенціалі української науки. Я впевнений в тому, що ми можемо досягнути таких же неймовірних результатів, як досягнули в військовій сфері з початку війни і до сьогоднішнього дня.
I have enormous confidence in the Ukrainian science because I do believe that within this sphere we may achieve all of those things and even more comparing to those that were achieved within Ukrainian defense tech.
Під військовою сферою я маю на увазі не технології, а оборону України. А от в технологіях нам треба сьогодні досягати нових результатів. Нам сьогодні необхідно сфокусуватися на інноваціях як на факторі нашого виживання в усіх аспектах.
But it's important to know that I'm not talking only about technology. It's additionally about defending the country as it is, as we should focus additionally on technologies and the matter of our survivance.
Міністерство освіти зі свого боку буде сприяти консорціуму в тому, щоб він інтегровувався з українським академічним і вузівським середовищем.
Ministry will help the consortium with all its spheres, especially in integrating within the academic and educational spheres in Ukraine.
Для нас всіх дуже важливо змінити культуру підприємництва і інноваційного підприємництва перш за все.
For us it is important to change the culture of entrepreneurship and the attitude to it as it is.
Для нас дуже важливо сформувати у українця той властивий для нього, природній для нього інноваційний світогляд і підприємницький світогляд.
It is important for us to create within the mind of the Ukrainians the entrepreneurship view on the world and to change it according to the doing of business in Ukraine.
Пам'ятаєте, в народній війні 18-го року, який Україна вела проти радянської тоді навали, був такий лозунг «Земля і воля, селянська доля». Пам'ятаєте таке з історії? Зараз поговоримо про це.
Я думаю, нам треба розділити цю фразу для більш точного перекладу. There was an old saying within the national resistance while battling the Soviet army. 1919.
1918 рік.
Yeah, 1918, sorry.
Власне, тут ідея полягає в тому, що українцю для успіху потрібна свобода і ресурси.
The whole idea of that saying was that Ukrainians for their victory need the freedom and resources.
Дайте українцю свободу і ресурси, і він досягне неймовірних висот.
Give the Ukrainians the freedom and resources and they can achieve anything.
Саме з цими двома чинниками 400 років боролась імперія, в якій ми перебували.
Within these two criteria, the empire we were living in was fighting for 400 years
І продовжує боротись сьогодні.
and keeps fighting within today.
Seeds of Bravery – це проект, який покликаний дати саме ці ресурси, дати можливості для підприємництва, дати ресурси для підприємництва тим людям, в яких поки що ще ніхто не вірить.
Seeds of Bravery is actually the project that is aimed to bring all of those spheres and additional probably achievements to people who are willing to do but didn't do it still.
І завдання політиків, і своє як міністра, я вбачаю в тому, щоб сформувати політичне середовище таким чином, щоб університет, академічний інститут, R&D-відділ будь-якої інституції, державної чи недержавної, одержував можливості доступу до таких проєктів.
And my duty as a minister, from what I see, is to give the resources that are given to this project to all of the people in Ukraine who are willing to take it.
А також до державних ресурсів в перспективі.
And of course, not only to the abilities that is given by this project, but also to the abilities that should be created by the country and are given by the country.
І сьогодні Міністерство цифровізації, Міністерство стратегічної промисловості,
And now the Ministry of Digital Transformation and Ministry of Strategic Development
робить багато для того, щоб спрямувати і державні ресурси, в тому числі, в середовище підприємців.
do a lot of things in order to accumulate all of those resources and abilities also for the entrepreneurship.
Це початок таких суттєвих системних змін.
This is actually the beginning of the very crucial changes that we might have in country.
Які відбуваються, хоч і, на жаль, під впливом війни, але в той же час і попри війну.
That are happening, unfortunately, due to the war, but at the same time, despite of the war.
І ще раз, на завершення я хочу сказати, я абсолютно вірю в Україну, в спроможність українців перемогти в цій війні, і в тому числі перемогти за рахунок технологій.
And once again, I would like to summarize that I truly believe in a victory of Ukraine to win this war and to win it with the technology.
І я вірю в те, що нам вдасться побудувати країну, в якій підприємець буде почуватися комфортно і буде інвестувати, залишати кошти в цій країні, і країну, в яку будуть приходити підприємці.
And I do believe that within all this time period, we will be able to build up the country when entrepreneurs will be comfortable. They will be comfortable attracting investments here, building up their businesses in here, and bringing the Ukraine to another level by developing it.
І перш за все я говорю про підприємців-інтелектуалів.
And first of all, I would like to mention that I'm talking about entrepreneurship's intellectual one.
Тому я дякую всім партнерам, які долучились до створення цього консорціуму. Дякую Українському фонду стартапів.
I'm thankful to all of the partners that have joined this consortium in order to develop it, and I'm thankful to the Ukrainian Startup Fund.
Запевняю вас всіх в готовності міністерства підтримувати цю ініціативу і робити все можливе для того, щоб сприяти її розвитку.
I personally assure that the ministry is willing to help the initiative and will do its best in order to support and develop it as it is.
І бажаю вам самого головного – віри в себе і в майбутнє своєї країни.
And I wish you the most important, to believe in yourself and believe in the future of your country.
Дякую вам за увагу. Слава Україні!
Thank you. Glory to Ukraine.
Нормально?
Thank you so much, Oksana, for this inspirational speech. It was really brilliant. And thank you, Karina, for your translation. It was awesome. We have one more welcoming speech from our partner, Igor Markevich, Yeit Community Officer in Ukraine. Igor, you're welcome.
I will be very short, but today we have 3 announcements in Ukraine. The first one is the launch of Horizon Europe office in Ukraine, and here we have the head of the office, Igor Taranov, here in the audience. The second one is the launch of EIT Community Hub in Ukraine, and here we have the head of the EIT Community Hub in Ukraine. This is me. And also, the main reason why we are here is the launch of Seeds of Bravery Consortium and project. By the way, one of the kicks of EIT Kicks, EIT Health, at the partner of this consortium, and this kick will help to boost Ukrainian deep tech and scientific innovations here in Ukraine and to integrate in the European network and innovative ecosystem. So, short tools, short presentation. This is the EIT Community Hub in Ukraine, and here you can find the link to all the resources like social media, website, and so on and so forth. So you can follow those pages and get all the information from these media and these resources. Moreover, we have the offline hub, obviously here in Unit City, the B8 building, Office 205. You can attend this hub every day when you want to discuss the innovation ecosystem, to discuss the commercialization, and so on and so forth. And we can present there the opportunities of EIT that are open for Ukrainians now. And short call for action. It will be great if you will help me and my team to launch hub here in Ukraine, to make it effective. I will be grateful if we can discuss all the opportunities, all the partnerships that are possible here in Ukraine to develop scientific society, scientific ecosystem, to commercialize technologies, and to make a lot of new unicorns and then unicorns in Ukraine. Thank you, and have a nice event today.
Hi again. Thank you so much, Igor, for your speech. And now we're moving to our panel discussion, the value of Seeds of Bravery project for the Ukrainian innovation sector. We would like to invite the moderator, Yevhen Kudryavets, First Deputy Minister of Education and Science of Ukraine. You're welcome.
Hi everyone, it was supposed to be already when they announced me, but okay. It's a big pleasure for me to moderate this event, and I think first of all I would like to start with introduction of our panelists, and I would like to invite my colleagues, Pavlo Kartashov, Director of Ukrainian Startup Fund, to the panel. Sanya Karani, co-founder of Funding Box. And Alexander Bornyakov, Deputy Minister of Digital Transformation of Ukraine, Project Manager of DS City. We have this event, first of all, to discuss the opportunities of Seeds of Bravery project for Ukraine, and how it will contribute to the future of Ukraine, how it will contribute to innovation ecosystem, and in general, in future of technology development, when every entrepreneur can try to support their project and their efforts and ability to invest and prepare their project for the future of their startup. And we know that it was already announced that 20 million euro fund from European Union has been allocated to this project, and 12 of them will be allocated to the small grants up to 60,000 euro. When depend on different modalities, it will be from 10 to 20, and then from 20 to 60, depend on different options what will be on this. First of all, I would like to talk to Alexander and your efforts as a Minister of Digital Transformation, because today we have big announcement of this project, but Just a couple of days ago, Ministry of Digital Transformation announced the new strategy for innovation and general innovation ecosystem. And you have your vision of the future for innovation in Ukraine. And my first question to you is like, what is your vision on deep tech in Ukraine, and whether the Seeds of Bravery project will contribute to the implementation of Ukrainian innovation strategy in your perspective of the Ministry of Digital Transformation?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Indeed, well, the short answer is yeah, it's greatly contributes to the strategy that we recently announced, and maybe for the greater audience, some time ago we started to think that we need to completely reshape our innovation strategy till 2030, and there was actually 2 attempts to do that, and the second attempt now like kind of in the finishing stage. Recently we came up with a win-win gov.ua website, and it's actually name of our initiative where you can see the draft of latest innovation strategy. So to keep long story short, this strategy is basically about how we're going to move forward with AI, with biotech, with agri-tech, with defense tech, and there's other couple of things like cybersecurity. I think also what is important is semiconductors, how we approach also this kind of sub-industry, or maybe it's going to be whole industry. And a deep tech is actually going through all of those things, because I don't know, it's so for 4 years being in a deputy minister position, I see so many startups that doing like e-commerce, electronic healthcare, I don't know, maybe some entertainment apps, but it's just few of them going really into hardware and going into a complex things like machine learning or AI or those kind of things, or how where there's intersection of medical and agriculture with technology. So as Minister Lisavy mentioned before, we need freedom and resources. With having a freedom, we came up with the strategy, but now it's time about resources, having resources. So I think everyone that want to understand how we envision the future should just read the strategy at least once. It's a big document, like 250 pages plus, I think. But there's a smaller version, and you can also take your I don't know, take the part of it where you have most of expertise, and understand how we envision how we can help. And this program perfectly aligns with the strategy because it gives resources. And we as a government believe that we do not want to be at in every project or participate heavily in every entrepreneur idea. Our goal and our vision that we have to support them on very early stage, where they have a lot of energy, great ideas, but lack of trust. Because everyone wants to invest in a project when it's, I don't know, when it has revenue, when it has clients, but almost nobody want to invest in the very early stage. So we, as a government, see our role. And thanks to this program, we're going to have those resources. So I'm really happy that it kind of came together almost in the same time, having the strategy, outlining what's important to us, in the same time providing with resources. So that's what my take on this.
First of all, I have a side comment, because Minister says that he's probably one of the youngest ministers, but you're probably the oldest deputy.
Yeah.
No,
there's another one, older than me.
I mean, not by ages, but the time in the government.
Oh, yeah.
But deep tech innovations are the part of this win-win strategy.
Sorry, I was laughing and I missed the question, so I spaced out.
But is it a valuable part of this strategy, win-win strategy, deep tech innovations are part of these priorities, and how you identify the deep tech innovation part in this application of the strategy?
Well, I think let's be clear about definitions. So I think about deep tech as a set of technologies, and it's not just about one industry. So for me, deep tech is when you not just using common frameworks. Well, I mean, if I start to explain, it's going to be complicated. But anyway, so in most cases, there are so many ready-to-go frameworks in the tech world. So you basically don't need to think about really technical things. You just you can code, but it's what's called low code or like standard code, when you don't go like deeply into how machine really understand programming language. So it was made to move software products faster to deployment, and because in most cases you figure out standard tasks. Like if we take any app, you don't have to go deeply into how app interacts with operation system. Developers already done that. They provided you with a framework, so you can just give a general description how app should work. But with deep tech, you have to understand how operation system works, and this actually applies to every new what's called breakthrough technology, like artificial intelligence or something else, like blockchain or programming embedded chips. When you cannot access those easy framework, you have to go deeply into understanding physical principles, algorithm principles, and many other things. So I think that deep tech is not just like a separate thing; it's actually everywhere. And especially hardware, because hardware, one of the most complicated things. If you in order to understand how to build even IoT device, you need to understand how real physics meets software development. So my point is that deep tech is almost everywhere. It's even in...
We can definitely emphasize in general that this project, Seeds of Bravery, will help to contribute with these values into
almost every category,
win-win, what you have presented a couple of days ago.
Correct, absolutely.
Cool. I have next question for you, Pablo, and mainly it's more than 18 applicants in this project from Ukraine as part of Consortium, and it's quite impressive number of the counterparts in the project. But what do you think makes the Seeds of Bravery project significant? What is important to say how it was created and how it will proceed?
Thank you again. So first of all, I would like to thank all top officials which are here with us today for kind words and for support, because obviously this project was supported by 3 ministries: Ministry of Digital Transformation, Ministry of Economy, and Ministry of Science and Education. And we are happy all these ministries are with us, because from what we learned, to have a success in anything we're doing, we need to make 1,000 steps. And these steps very often depends on ministries, our partners, and depends on other things. So thank you for commitment and for your support to implement this project. Actually, at the beginning, I believe there was like 20 applications. We were negotiating in 8 or 9 consortium. Finally, we applied within 3 consortium. And basically, from what we know right now, experts which were evaluating the application, they noted that success of this concrete consortium was based on several things, but among them, first of all, it's Ukrainian startup fund participation, because it has, for now, strong institutional capacity. It has very clear and good track record of previous activities, and it's operating its grant program in very transparent and understandable way. Secondly, among our partners, we have our consortium coordinator, and this is Funding Box. So basically, this is a company which operates more than 70 projects financed by EU. So I believe this is also huge added value to the consortium. And obviously, we have a lot of partners. I believe the combination of partners in this consortium is very wise, and it's very sophisticated. So we have less Ukrainian partners, but all of them have experience. All of them have a huge background in deep tech and in innovations technologies. And also we have 15, I believe 15 European partners. Among them, we have Plug and Play, for example, Plug and Play Europe. We have IT Health and many, many others. So that gives us some flexibility, and that gives us a clear perspective of what we will succeed in implementing all the activities within consortium.
Thank you. And I would like to add in your perspective, and before we are starting to speak with our country like project coordinator today, this contribution and effort in Seeds of Bravery project is very valuable right now in a light of European accession process, because as part of enlargement report, they are waiting for innovation strategies, they are waiting for participation of private sector in different activities in European Union, and I think that the general view of Ukrainian ecosystem and startup ecosystem and what you are doing as a Ukrainian startup fund, it should be very valuable in our communication to show our potential, to show our general vision, and aligned with this innovation strategy presented by Minister of Digital Transformation and actual projects in the next 2 years could multiply the result of our general vision of Ukraine in the light of European Union accession. And I would like to continue with our project coordinator. You have a very important and a very sophisticated role in this process, because the next 2 years your organization will head up this project and help to arrange all activities and invite more and more Ukrainian startups for these grants and support. What is special of this project for you, for your organization? Why you are in, and how you are planning to develop the consortium in a role of coordinator?
Thank you. I'm still a bit too impacted by the words of the Minister of Science and Education, saying Seeds of Bravery is about everything. I cannot think about something else, but I'll try to answer your question. And thank you for your inspirational words. Funding Box is a small organization. We're 100 people, but 55 of them are Polish people. And for them, this is not just one project. This is not business. This is not funding distribution. This is about much more. It's about life. It's about helping fight, helping you guys fight the war. So besides being the most important funding that the European Commission has ever given in one single project, 12 million euros in cash, besides being the project with more startups to be supported, 200, besides being the project in the smaller amount of time, only 2 years, normally it's 3 or 4 years, these are already in themselves huge challenges. But for us, it's going to be the best, probably the not easiest, but the most rewarding project to run, because our 55 Polish colleagues are going to make sure that we succeed. And that means that we are really the coordinators. We are not the leaders here. The leaders are the Ukrainian partners, with the leadership of Pablo, USF, and the Ukrainian partners in the consortium, all representative the Ukrainian ecosystem. The rest of us need to follow their lead. And our role as coordinator is make sure that those resources that are funded by the European Commission through the European Innovation Council, and that the partners, European partners, have to provide on top of the money, actually help support the Ukrainian partners fight for the freedom. So again, freedom and resources.
Thank you very much. Pablo, I will return back to you in the matter of this context when Sanya said that you have the leadership, and it's your role as Ukrainian community and USF. What is your short-term and long-term priorities and expectations about this program?
Thank you again. So I just want to mention that 4 years ago, here in this room, we launched USF. Nobody actually understood that time what's going to happen afterwards, but I believe this is a successful project right now. It's realized, and nowadays we are launching Seeds of Bravery. And I cannot underestimate the importance of these projects. So I believe it will give a good ground for the future, for next years, for development of science, education, deep tech technologies. And obviously, in short term, the answer is clear. It's access to finance, access to mentorship, access to our European partners and to their network. But if we're talking about long term, obviously, this is something bigger. So this is integration of Ukrainian deep tech and startup ecosystem into EU. This is access to EU market. This is access to EU corporations. And by the way, recently we did a Ukrainian delegation to a plug-and-play summit in San Francisco. And there was like 3,000 to 4,000 companies, and 20 Ukrainian corporations attend. And we put a very serious ground for future collaboration. And now we're thinking having such prominent partners in our consortium like Plug and Play Europe, EIT, we have Da Vinci Labs, and many, many others. We have Aalto University. So basically, that gives us enormous opportunities. So educational and financial, non-financial, a lot of. So we are going to launch several initiatives within the projects, in addition to grants, and 10 million will be allocated to grants. We already provided information on our website, and we have website, it's seedsofbravery.eu. So basically 5 programs is already there. They're still under approval, but obviously maybe this month or maybe in January, everyone will have access to programs and could apply for a grant.
Thank you very much for these insights. But Sana, what is the tools? What about tools and programs what you are planning to propose for startups, and probably aligned with your vision in timeline to understand the audience, like what kind of programs will be the first, what will be the next, and how it will be arranged around what categories of startups and general their goals, for example?
I think the president of the European Innovation Council made a very good definition when he said that this grant should serve as a pre-acceleration money. So this 60,000, up to 60,000, that the different Ukrainian startups can receive should be a stepping stone into something more. And the tools that we are providing are exactly that. The application for these grants will be done in collaboration and under the supervision of the USF and their technological tools to manage the process, but also with the support of our funding passport. Hello? Which is called OnePass. And the beauty of this, and also inspired by the IIA, and congratulations on your user approach, I'm blown out with how useful it is. Inspired by that, we want to make sure that applying to the Seeds of Bravery grants also helps you multi-apply to the many other opportunities, not only from USF programs, but also from European programs. hopefully all the way to raise your first investment money, your first institutional money from venture funds. And we were discussing about how that will be an important element in the continuum supporting startups from pre-acceleration money to receive some other monies into, hopefully one day, also be invested by international or Ukrainian venture capitals. So the whole idea is that the tools help this be a seed funding for pre-acceleration for them to get more funding. That's one part of the tools. The other part of, I'm going to say tools, but also services, are the ones provided by all the partners in the consortium. And I think Pablo mentioned them most of them: innovation services, matchmaking services, market access services, going with the delegations, being present in all major tech events so that we tell the Ukrainian story in each relevant event in Europe, and also up to 6 trips outside Europe, in Asia, in the US, in South America, in various parts of the world.
Thank you. When I was preparing for this moderation, I was excited by one part that I would like to share with our audience. In addition to this, that when they designed the program and all these tools, they have identified different roles and metrics for what they are planning to provide grants. And I think it's very valuable to understand that this program is focusing on different areas. First of all, on innovation services, when you can get small seed grant, but in the same time, you will be able to elaborate your internal services and prepare yourself for next application or something like that. Another area is attention of this program to women entrepreneurships. It's actually one of the unique part in this, and taking into account accession process and gender equality issues, it will be very valuable on our way to that. And of course, it will be the special track for restoration of Ukraine, and you can amplify your project to the restoration of Ukraine and get support to prepare your project for the future platform, presentation for donors, etc. And in general, all these tools will be available online and you can use it. And we hope that after this panel discussion, you can join this project and find the way how you can be a part of it. My next question is more generous and more wide about the general ecosystem and infrastructure. Again, to the Minister of Digital Transformation, again to you, Alexander. I partly touched these questions that initiatives what are in progress will help us to expedite European accession, and we hope it, and fortify the IT sector and possibility of combining the Seeds of Bravery project with other initiatives in the area of digitalization, information technology, and of course cybersecurity. Can you show this combination in your vision, how you see this possibility of combining all these areas for the future of progress of innovation in Ukraine?
Well, maybe just quickly before answering your question, there was some reflection of what you, Sanis and Pavlo said, that I think we, with all this information given, we have a lot of work, and there are so many obstacles. Statistically, entrepreneurs and startups that are doing deep tech or participating in deep tech, the percentage is very low. So I think we have to think and put a lot of efforts to promote this program as much as we can, help working together with all the major universities, going through every channel, utilizing also Ministry of Science and Education possibilities to reach out to everybody in education space. Because we, as you said, we just have 2 years. It's relatively short term. And in order to find almost 200 startups, I mean, there could be more, there could be less, but around 200 startups, that could be a challenge. But we want to spend every penny effectively, and we need to make sure that everyone reaches to us with the valid projects receive this help. So that's the big work ahead of us. So today is maybe just first steps among many that we have to take. And I mean, I'm talking about this because I want to use this opportunity and also bring this to the audience that please talk about this. If you know anybody that doing something really complex in the area that we mentioned, please mention this too. And we're going to do a lot of marketing efforts, of course, to promote this this wider. Back to your question. We were discussing the other day that a lot of this could be application for dual use. And fighting this war, we see so many applications for deep tech companies and startups in almost every I don't know, every aspect of our life, like energy, safety, using artificial intelligence to control unmanned vehicles and devices. There's also a big part of and it's related to integration to European Union, where we have to be compliant with a lot of European Union acts, since we're moving towards European Union partnership union. I think that my point is the government could be a big partner for all of their deep tech dual use projects, because defense tech is something that we take in very seriously and going to allocate a lot of government money. So this is another market for those 200 projects that we could be client for. And there's a very successful examples of this, especially for the drones, where also like deep tech technologies we're using. So we have devices that I know about already more than a dozen of companies that utilizing AI to fly autonomously and then come back to or identify targets or do almost automated missions without human involvement. And this is really looks amazing. It's like next level, and when we pioneer in that. So maybe like wrapping up, I think we have a perfect opportunity and perfect timing, because we're fighting this war, and we need a lot of new solutions, and we're ready to test them really quick. So maybe the short answer to your question is it's going to be needed everywhere. So and we as a government, which is not often, could be a partner with that.
It sounds like a challenge to Hungary for 2 years. Pavlo, what do you think, how to handle this challenge, and how these companies can actually use these benefits, and probably even like to seize the opportunity in this?
Actually, we're doing a lot of different things during the last 2 years, and we are well prepared now for implementation of this concrete project. But I just want to mention that during last year, we are cooperating with EIT already. We did several tracks. We have connected more than 100 Ukrainian universities with the assistance of Ministry of Science and Education, with the rector councils. They have another vice rector councils. So we are trying to reach each single university institution here in Ukraine. Also, we are collaborating with National Academy of Science. We did already several demo days together with the National Fund for Scientific Researchers. So basically, we have already the biggest outreach to scientific and research community. So our main goal is just to commercialize all the inventions, innovations, and I believe in a long-term perspective, we need at least 200, 300, 400 of inventions which become startup, deep tech startup, and which will be successful. So the idea is that we are doing our daily operations like 4 years already. We are ready for implementation of this project, and we have very cool partners. And I just want to ask partners to raise hands because everyone needs to know them.
Yeah,
So
don't be shy. Don't be shy.
all these partners, they will tell you much more than me because they know much more about their activities. So basically, feel free to come and talk to them as well because you'll get much more information.
And if you're not still a partner, you need to register startup in DIA, and like just after this meeting, everyone will register startup and apply for Seeds of Bravery, and I think it will be at least 25, 30 already completed.
That's a good thing. Yeah, but the churn is going to be much lower in the end, but
It will be the
we
new
need volume.
The new indicators, like participation turnover into startup, like you're visiting your Ukrainian Startup Fund event, and how many after that will register as a startup?
Well, there's always spikes, but I don't think we have like accurate data. You correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe you have this. But I totally believe that there's I don't know, dozens of companies that I know being inspired after this.
We expect almost 4,000 applications.
Okay.
And we're going to get them. And we're going to get the 200. And it's very challenging. But there are some tricks that we can use.
But applicants could be only from Ukraine or should be relocated
I wanted to get there.
from Ukraine, yeah.
What is the definition of Ukrainian startup in this project, and what is the definition of deep tech, on top of what the Minister and Alexander have already defined? So, for the purpose of the distribution of this funding, an applicant could be any Ukrainian startup or company started located in Ukraine, but also any startup anywhere in the European Union member states and associated states that was started after the full-scale invasion and where at least one co-founder is Ukrainian. So, but because we also have the plan that they relocate, so we're very, and I've been talking to the rector, and I know this is a matter, aware about brain drain. So we want them to have the ambition to come back. But we also need to make it possible for those who are outside to be able to have the possibility of returning. So that's one way. But I think we shouldn't stay comfy using these tricks on making our figures that we've committed, not only deploying the 20 millions with responsibility, not only following the Ukrainian partners in the consortia show us the way. We should really use this project to start showing the rest of Europe and the European Union and the European Commission officials that Ukraine can deliver, that Ukraine can fit the standards requested by the largest research program in the world, which is Horizon Europe, and I'm very happy that the director is joining us here today and the office was launched. Horizon Europe is the largest research program in the world. Ukraine is now part of that, also through this project. Canada joined this program some weeks ago. Canada is a very important partner of Ukraine. We expect to do a lot of activities. We're already in contact through Cyber Innovate with the University of Toronto, if I remember well. So we're looking forward of making very big collaborations. This is an opportunity to show how Ukraine can, the tech ecosystem of Ukraine has European level, which means the highest level, because it's going to be a global world where we need to help the startups succeed. So it's not only about executing the project and demonstrating the Ukraine capacity, it's also using the opportunity that this is the only place in the world, for bad, but also for one good reason, where, for example, Alexander was pointing, the drone technology can be tested like any other part in the world. And I've got the Danish and the Dutch robotics and drones ecosystems knocking at our door to see how they can cooperate here, to test here what they cannot test anywhere else. back to dual technologies and what we need to support. And I'm looking forward, Alexander, for your support. We've got between 100 and 200 teams doing drones. Which are the ones we need to focus on? What type of support we can give them? Which one can we support and which one cannot? This is not for defense money. This is for civil use. So we need to be very careful on that, but we need to be very smart. And we want to know each of them, and we invite all of them to go to seedsofbravery.eu and apply. Apply now. You can start applying from now. The call was open today. The first 10,000 euros are there for grabs to help you in innovation services. So
I will take this call for action as a summary of your part in this panel, because I think it's the most important way to share that application is open already and you can go to the website and apply for your first grant. Alexander, can you summarize your insights on this and share your general vision to the audience?
Well, while we were talking, I have in what you said, bringing me closer to the thought that we become more and more closer to become like European family. We're participating in so much efforts that the European Union does. Maybe I failed to mention that in June 2023 we applied also for ESNA, which is European Startup Nation Alliance, and we also expect to become part of this. And this is complement to what you said about maybe this grant could be first, and then being part of this alliance could give you more access to additional finance resources. So that's my take on that, and I'm so happy about it. So even before we join the European Union, we're getting those tools to start. Maybe I'm using the word preparing and aligning with the European markets and give more access. So I think that's about building trust, and I think trust is the most important thing, and showing that Ukrainians can deliver. This is this resonates with me too, not just on the battlefield, but also in the startup ecosystem. That could be another sign that that we could be trusted, because I know that's a big issue now, on the political level, on perception of Ukraine generally, and I know that Russia creates this propaganda and misinformation that Ukraine cannot be trusted. But this project and other things that we do can increase this level of trust, and showing that there's many other things among war that we can do. So this is my feeling that I get from today's panel. Thank you.
Paul, and your final thoughts for our audience, please.
Just Alexander mentioned ESNA, and just previous months in November we joined TEFTI. TEFTI is Association of Innovation Agencies of EU. So basically, having access to funds, 20 million right now, we also have access to expertise, because TEFTI is a network of innovation agencies which have a pool of deep tech expert, high professional with good background. So basically, all agencies are providing support to us, and they express readiness to cooperate with Seeds of Bravery. So in my opinion, we have all chances to implement this project, implement it successfully, and obviously I expect any of you will be involved in different roles. Someone will help us, support us, someone will get a grant and implement startup or deep tech innovation. So go ahead, and thank you so much for being today here with us.
Thank you very much for you all, and finalizing, we have everything what it's needed right now. We have passion, courage, funding right now, and now we need to prepare our system for the next winnings and next great events. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Thanks. Guys, please sit down. You need to be here for the media questions, sorry, but we have just one more little part today. Dear media, if you have any question to our speaker today about the Seeds of Bravery project, please just raise your hand up and we will give you the microphone to your question. Some clarifying everything that you need to know. Girls, please. First question over here.
Можна українською?
Так.
Доброго вечора. Мене звуть Дмитро з ґрунт Медіа. Окей. Пане Павло, запитання до вас. Підскажіть, будь ласка, що було найбільш важчим впродовж процесу реалізації підготовки проєкту, і які ризики ви передбачаєте можуть виникнути наступного року у зв'язку із повномасштабним вторгненням? Дякую.
Відповідаю українською. Ну, перш за все, дякую за запитання. Насправді, найскладніше було домовитись. Домовитись з партнерами по консорціуму, сформувати заявку. У нас дуже є сильний партнер, це Cyber Innovate Святослав, я не знаю, чи він тут. Це людина, яка займалась написанням заявки і формалізацією взагалі всіх ініціатив і зробила з 15-20 пропозицій одну спільну. Якихось проблем ми не вбачаємо, тому що ми готувалися до цього дуже довго. Проєкт реалізується з затримкою, тому у нас був час на підготовку, на запуск і сайту, і ми підготували вже програми. Ми зараз готуємо експертний пул, який буде оцінювати заявки і таке інше. Тому, в принципі, і саме цей проект покликаний допомогти Україні зараз під час війни. Тому всі ризики, очевидно, ми врахували.
Thank you so much, Pavlo. Thank you for your question. Maybe you have any more question for our speakers, Anya, Alexander, Pavlo? Okay, I hope that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you for your speech. Thank you for this panel discussion. You are free for right now. Thank you so much.
Поверніть, будь ласка, заставку, бо ми ще не завершили.
Thank you so much, everyone, to be here today with us. I just want to tell general remarks. I'm really appreciate for you to be here today. I'm really appreciate to all our partners of the consortia because of your work, and I hope that we will have a lot of more work these 2 years. Once again, I'm express our gratitude to European Innovation Council for the funding of the project and for support of Ukraine. And in addition, I'm really grateful for our defenders for the opportunity to be here and to realize this project in the future. Thank you all. Let's begin. Follow us in our social media, please, and enjoy our success. See you soon in the Seeds of Bravery.